Hello there everyone, I'm uxwbill and the time has come to revisit the Toro Carefree electric lawnmower. So let's get the thing powered up and ready to go. Now it seems that every so often there's some bright spark that comes along and really makes you despair for the future of humanity when you read through the video comments. And so it was when I made the first video about this mower that some clever clogs came along and said, well, that's nothing new. You didn't charge those batteries from the sun. To which I say, oh yes, I definitely did. The solar panels are over there. The charge controller's in the garage. I'm absolutely not making this up. Or as another commenter so aptly put it, the sun grows it, the sun mows it. Now before we get started with this, the big thing that's different from the last time that I want to tell all of you about has to do with the fact that the keykeeper sharpened the blade on this mower. So it will be interesting to see how much of a difference that makes to the performance. I also want to see how long this mower will actually run, because during the first video I only used it for around half an hour or so, just mowed a small portion of the lawn and called it good. And the battery was still in excellent shape after that. But how much more of my yard could I end up mowing? I think we're going to try to find out if the rain will hold off. I've always been told that washing your car is a surefire way to make it rain, but it looks like mowing your lawn might also be on the chart somewhere. So before the rain comes along, let's get started. Although it is probably dramatically unfair to this poor little electric lawnmower, I'm going to start with the biggest challenge first. This grass over here by the garden that has grown way out of control. A little patience, but it did get the job done. Now if you listen to the little mower's electric motor, you can tell the battery is definitely not as strong as it was. But it's most definitely still in the game for a little while yet. And that's after mowing all of this, all of this, all of that, and all of this as well. I even mowed down some of last year's woody vegetation, and while the little mower definitely wasn't the happiest in the world about doing so, it did in fact get through it. Now, if you think you've just watched the best part of this video, oh no, you'd better stay tuned and get the popcorn ready, because only seldom has YouTube ever seen something as epic as uxwbill mowing his lawn. Yes indeed folks, this is part 2 of the Toro Carefree electric lawnmower torture test, if you could call it that. I've gone and gotten the second battery, and now I'm going to mow everything that you see here just for starters, and if it's still in the game, we'll take it a little bit further than that. So let me get into position here. And then we'll get started. the circuit breaker. I would be willing to bet that this particular patch of grass is at least 7 if not 8 inches tall in places. And the mower itself was set to somewhere around a 2.5 inch cut. So I really can't blame it for laying down and dying when it did, because it certainly had its work cut out for it. This is just another look at what the little mower managed to do with this tall grass before it ran out of battery power. I think you'll agree the result is pretty impressive, especially when you consider that's just a single pass. I did not go over it a second or third time to make it look better. If anything, I think the moral of the story that we can come away with here, if you'll do what I haven't so far and keep your lawn at a manageable height, this little Toro Carefree electric mower isn't a bad little setup. No smell of gasoline, no messing around with carburetors or cleaning them up after the off-season, nothing like that. You just put a battery in and it goes. Unfortunately, I have not found any evidence that anyone else has one of these, and I would imagine that all these years later, because let's face it, it cuts a pretty small swath, and it is kind of limited in just how much it can take on and for how long. Probably more so with the battery technology of the mid to late 1970s. My guess is that a lot of these were either worn out or simply went off to landfills or the scrapyard. So they're probably pretty rare today. In fact, this one almost ended up going off to the scrapyard. Would I say it's going to replace my gasoline mowers? No, it absolutely isn't. But it was kind of a fun little project to tinker around with, and I do think that its performance has definitely improved now that the blade has been sharpened. So as always, I want to thank you all for watching. I do sincerely appreciate it, and as always, I am very interested in hearing your constructive commentary. Here is sort of a video postscript, is a quick look at the owner's manual that would have come with this mower when it was new. I'd like to thank the keykeeper for coming up with this. Apparently it was still in my grandparents' files all of these years later. What do you suppose the difference between those two model numbers was? Maybe it was the optional rear bagging attachment, or side bagging attachment, I guess I should say. It actually has a price on it. I wonder if you were to contact the Toro company today, if they could still supply a copy of this manual from their records. I would imagine anyone who worked there when this mower was brand new and freshly manufactured has of course long since retired. There's some information about the motor that it comes with. Its unloaded RPM is similar to that of a mower having a gasoline engine. And they show you how to unpack it from the carton. And back then you had to prepare the battery for use. They actually included a paper cup that you could use to fill it with water and then prepare to charge it. Oh, there's the circuit breaker. I actually managed to scare up the original factory service manual for this mower as well. I think someone might have actually pointed me to it in the comments on the last video that I made about this little mower. And then there's the Toro promise. They made a 1-year warranty on this. There's the model and number and serial plate. In fact, let's go take a look at that real quickly. Well, time sure got even with that, so I guess we'll never know exactly which model this is, nor the serial number that it would have had when it left the factory. If there happens to be any question in anyone's mind as to just how good of a job that little electric lawnmower was doing, I came out here with the conventional gasoline mower to go ahead and finish the job, just so things wouldn't look half-baked for any longer than they had to. Both mowers are set to approximately the same cutting height, and as you'll soon see, I don't think I was giving that little electric mower nearly enough credit. Headphone users, you probably want to take this opportunity to adjust your volume control downward. I will also point out that yes, this thing is taking a larger swath. There's nothing I can do about that. But as you'll soon see, it's working plenty hard as well. And I actually think the electric mower, despite its smaller swath, got through it a lot better before the battery gave out.